Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Um, so dah lama kita tak kelas. Okay, hari ni kita akan sambung topik yang kita dah belajar sebelum ni. Okay, where if you still remember during my class on the fourth topic, kita look at macam mana makanan antara food for every culture. We look at untuk Islam, Buddhist, Jewish, dan banyak lagi. Kita look at that every culture we need to orang kata appreciate apa setiap amalan yang mereka lakukan, and if you can see that every religions they are very particular about nutrition and health. Maknanya mereka juga look at in terms of the practices of good health, and also they look at in terms of the laws of, especially kita tengok ikutkan every religion juga prohibit from taking any alcohol ataupun pork, because they know that the consequences or the health effects of this type of food into the health of the people in that religion. Okay, and then for the next topic pula kita look at in terms of um, kan dah lupa dah, food and culture, and then food and McDonaldization, globalization, macam mana pemakanan kita pada waktu terkini, our community eating habits influenced by the globalization, yang mana berlaku pertukaran makanan where people nowadays are totally depends on food intake in terms of the convenience. Okay, about the price is not a very particular things they are looking at, but how the McDonaldizations, maksud McDonaldization itu sendiri, bagaimana makanan yang diberi pada waktu ini adalah dengan cepat, tepat, and with a fit of size, and also it's very cheap. So people nowadays looking at the convenience, especially kalau kita tengok dalam keadaan MCO ni sekarang, movement control disorder ni, disorder, movement control restriction, RMO restriction, movement order, movement restriction order MRO, atau movement control order. Cara pemakanan kita pun dah berbeza, when people dulu they are more prefer into of orang kata makanan kat luar, but because of the MCO, ramai kita tengok bahawa in terms of the eating habits dah bertukar. Orang yang tak erti masak pun sekarang dah pandai masak, okay, because of the situations. So sometimes the situations of what happened in our environment is actually influence our eating habits. Okay, and hari ni kita nak tengok dari segi the next topic, okay, topik yang ke-6 is about food and public health nutrition. Bagaimana politik dan juga polisi ini sebenarnya telah mempengaruhi cara pemakanan rakyat, cara pemakanan sesuatu citizen, sesuatu culture itu sendiri. And maybe quite surprised when we look at into this topic, we look at and how kadang-kadang it quite difficult to make a decision. Kadang-kadang kita buat decision ni because we want to help in terms of the economic developments. But at the same time, kita neglect the public health nutrition, yang mana for certain countries, okay, contoh saya bagi contoh yang paling senang lah. Kenapa kita kena belajar topik ni? Isu macam subsidi syurga. Kita tahu bahawa syurga ni telah memberi satu orang kata pemakanan kepada rakyat negara Malaysia. Okay. But at the same time, it's quite difficult for the government last time to introduce tax to the sugar, tax to the sugar company. Yang mana kita tahu bahawa mereka merupakan salah satu penyumbang ekonomi yang sangat tinggi kepada negara Malaysia. But at the same time, kita telah menidakkan hak untuk rakyat mendapat makanan yang sihat. So, however, this is like a very controversial issues, not only in Malaysia but in America, in other parts of the world. And because of that, okay, finally, starting 2019, Malaysia telah mengenakan tax terhadap sugar, tax on sugar. And because of that, when they try to introduce tax on sugar, banyak company try to innovate their products. Okay, kalau you perasan baru-baru ni, if you always a fan of 100 plus, okay 100 plus, okay 100 plus sekarang ni they have a zero calorie 100 plus because if they put sugar into that product with the normal macam dulu-dulu, and then they will increase the price sebab kerajaan dah kenakan tax. So who is going to buy that orang kata 100 plus, and that's why sekarang ni orang banyak beli Coke sebab Coke ada zero diet Coke. Okay. And because of that, they have to introduce, they have to innovate, mengeluarkan satu produk yang baru yang tidak menggunakan banyak gula. Okay, and also we look at, and people always say that why they know that the consequences of having a fast food, and but why the kerajaan or the government still allow the investment of fast food, okay, dekat negara masing-masing, because of they have this contract, and we are looking at this. Why sometimes we have to neglect our public health nutrition, because we want to look at in terms of the agreements that we had among ourselves dan juga among the company yang telah banyak menyumbang kepada orang kata pembangunan ekonomi sesebuah negara. Okay, and this is how the politics actually can influence the eating habits of people and also the policies that already had in Malaysia. Okay. So before that, kita akan tengok dulu definition and what is actually public health. Okay, and public health is actually macam mana you apply nutrition and also physical activity untuk promote a good health. Okay, dan selalunya public health nutrition ni it focus on the prevention of NCDs, the non-communicable disease. Okay, yang melibatkan communities dan juga population. So public health nutrition selalunya dia akan melihat dalam satu skala yang besar, iaitu community dan population. Dia tak akan tengok dari segi individual. Okay, when we talk about food companies, okay, food companies ni is just like all companies yang dia yang jual rokok, yang juga jual barang pharmaceutical and also any other commodity. Okay, maknanya these food companies they selalu routinely place the needs of stockholders over consideration of public health. Maknanya mereka selalu consider apa yang diminta oleh the stakeholder or the stockholder, orang kata. Dia tak tengok pun sama ada aku nak keluarkan barang ni because of public health. Kita kena consider of the health of the public. Kalau benda tu berlaku dekat Malaysia ni, tak adalah orang jual boba, tak adalah orang jual tea life, tak adalah orang jual cool block dan sebagainya. Okay, selalunya food company ni dia menghasilkan produk because of the demand, because of people want to have this. This is kind of like the one that orang suka. This is the one that can generate the income. Okay, so you have to this is the reality that we have to face it. Yang mananya food company, okay, like other companies like cigarettes. Okay, kalau kita tahu cigarette tu berbahaya, tapi because there is a demand, and then dan apa-apa saja makanan lah. So these food companies dia akan routinely place the needs of stockholders over the consideration of public health. That was the main aim of food companies. And jarang mereka menghasilkan food tu dia kata because they don't consider about the public health lah. Maybe there is orang kata kesedaran lately, but mostly they put the demand, the stockholder demands over the public health. Okay, and this is like a very good orang kata references in terms of sociology, where this book is published by Marion Nestle, where this book is talking about how macam mana food industry ni dia telah mempengaruhi our nutrition and health. And the name is Food Politics. It's a very good book for you to look at, especially to those yang kalau you habis belajar, you are really want to look at in terms of orang kata politik of food, you want to work in terms of the policy yang dekat Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia. This book is kind of a very good books how they critiques macam mana big company ni try to invest into our food system. kita dah belajar about food system in our previous topic, yang mana kita food system adalah bermula daripada food production. Jadi banyak company yang terlibat dalam food production tu untuk invest makanan mereka dekat serta-serta negara. For country that have a good or a strong policies, they will, orang kata, try to control in terms of the food production. Sebab itulah, okay, when we talk about food system, if we don't control in terms of the food production, at towards the end, the food consumption is ours, is the citizens, is the community. So benda ni lah yang akan akhirnya mempengaruhi pemakanan of the people. So again, untuk the first part ni, saya nak cakapkan bahawa this is the reality that every food companies, okay, selalunya mereka telah, orang kata, look at in terms of the demands of the people nowadays rather than looking at the public health concern about the food. That's why kita perlukan ada NGO dan NGO ni lah yang selalu orang kata mempertahankan keperluan untuk for the food company to look at dan juga to government to look at in terms of the food policy, so that they can control in terms of the public health of the community. Sebab itulah polisi sangat-sangat penting. For those yang dah belajar food security and food policy, you know this. That's why kat Malaysia kita ada nutrition policy, kita ada NPAM, Nutrition Plan of Action of Nutrition of Malaysia. Dan NPAM lah yang akan memastikan bahawa rakyat Malaysia, we will get a good health, so that okay, apabila mana-mana sahaja yang kita nak introduce in terms of food in our food systems, we can control it in order to protect the public health punya kesihatan. So this book actually you can request from me if you want to read it, because I have in terms of the PDF form. Dan kalau orang yang mana nak yang suka sangat, okay, to look at in terms of how this food industry influence our nutritional health, you can read this book. Okay.